Get your spectral stock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. DrewDrawz here. And today I've got kind of an old school video for you where it's essentially just another time-lapse video. I've been very busy this week with my kids and moving studios, my tattoo studio and everything else, so I haven't had time to do a lot of vlogging and recording. I do have some done, of course, but I didn't have the time to start editing everything. So we've got some fun stuff coming up, that's for sure. But this drawing I decided to take on a little while ago, so it's a little different from what I'm used to. Now, as you can see, of course, I'm doing the Copic side. This is a split sheet. So we're doing basically half Copic and half Posca markers. And I'm new to the whole Posca thing and I had no idea what I was in for. I just knew that they were acrylic paint markers and they pretty much stick to anything. Now, even the paper that I'm using is meant for Copics and colored pencils. It's not meant for Posca markers, but it did the trick for the time being. So at the time I decided to take on this little project. The new Deadpool Wolverine movie was kind of big at its peak. And I do, of course, have a Deadpool balloon portrait I decided to do in Copics and colored pencils, and you can definitely check that out. Now, for this Deadpool portrait, it definitely was not as detailed as some of the other Deadpool portraits I have done, and there was tons of blends and everything else, little reflections and stuff like that, but it was still not as detailed as everything else, and that's kind of not what I was really going for in this piece. I was just trying to give somewhat of a demonstration on how, you know, the differences, the way that they look, even the process of doing them, you know, the alcohol markers compared to a liquid acrylic marker. And of course there's a little bit of detail on top, but also showing that, you know, this is what I'm normally doing, the medium I'm generally working with, and the process of everything is Copic and colored pencils anyway. And I just wanted to, even if there was people that watched my video that are really big into the Posca markers, and I wanted them to see maybe if they're not familiar with Copic markers and how, you know, you can pull off portraits and so on and so forth. But here's the process of it, you know, a little time lapse of it, and I hope you enjoy this. And honestly, I really enjoy drawing with Copic markers and colored pencils. It's by far one of my favorite mediums to work with. And now, everyone, as you can see, this is where I start to get into the Posca markers. Now, I am very unfamiliar with how Posca markers worked. I didn't really have any test paper to see how these things were. I did have a sheet of paper and I activated the markers and I posted some shorts on those things because apparently people like that kind of ASMR thingy, and you know, I just did some shorts. However, I just kind of figured I'm gonna do this kind of like how a comic book would be, essentially, with, you know, the medium, the mid-tones and stuff, and start layering in where the contrast and shadows, stuff like that, would be the darker tones, kind of, you know, and bring out the highlights. And like I said, it was kind of unknown territory for me, so I was kind of all over the place. And as you're gonna see coming up here, I decided to do this little weird glow effect on it, which I thought was kind of fun. Now, I'm not going to say these things in general are not fun, because I could definitely think of a few projects that I could do, you know, or painting a few different objects with these little markers, and would be really fun to work with. Now, just compared to Copic markers, I definitely prefer them. But I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody, and maybe I could do some comparison things in the future coming up here. And, you know, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, everybody. Well, that's the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. It was a different type of project that I got to work on, and it was kind of like a little silly, sporadic kind of thing. But I will say, Copics and Posca markers, two very different type of mediums when it comes to markers. You get two different types of effects and end results with these things. Now, I'm not going to say I did not enjoy these for the short project that I did. Now, I could think of probably a billion things I could do with these things. That's kind of creative and, you know, obviously falls in the art category. But I don't think that I would actually paint pictures with these. Now, I don't think I could even get a portrait with these things. I'm really not sure. And I mean a realism portrait. I don't mean just an actual, you know, drawing of somebody, you know? Kind of like this. This is the end result, you know? And I don't mean just this. I mean like trying to get this effect, you know, the portrait. I just wanted to show you, this is Copic and pencil crayons. Now, this is very old. This is one of my first attempts even using the Copics. So I'll show you this. And, you know, I had a lot of fun. And as you can see, there's a bald spot right there. Not the one on my head here, this one here. And that is because there's a video for this one, and it's in a frame, yes. How do I do it here? There you go. So you got that. So that is Copic, and that is colored pencils. So that is the end result that I'm looking for. And that I always try to achieve with Copics and colored pencils is high detail stuff. And that's what I'm going for in the Posca markers, I don't know, whatever you call them. They just don't hit that, you know, they don't hit it right on the nail for me. But nonetheless, super fun. And I actually do have something in mind that I want to do with the Posca markers. And it's a little different, that's for sure. And, but you know me, I have generally taken a liking to pastel art and doing the soft portraits. That's generally the thing that I like to do now. And I'm very excited to, you know, pull off some stuff there too with the pastels. So anyways, I really hope you guys like the content. I don't want to keep you, but please like, you know, some content, like the video if you like it, and there's no unlike button, so I'm sorry. And you know, subscribe and share. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. I got a vlog coming for you probably next week. I got some big things in the think tank for you. So we'll see you next week.